Which computer is right for you? Well, if I think back to Chase Jarvis, who I heard this statement from, I forget where he gets it from, he was saying the best camera is the camera you have on you. You can't do photos or videos unless you have a camera, so whatever you have on you is actually the best camera. But of course that doesn't get into, oh, I've been using a camera, I want to upgrade. What camera works good for me? You might need a higher frame rate, higher burst rate, you might need a higher resolution. So the best computer is going to be the computer that you have, that you can use, unless of course the computer is broken. Then you have to replace the computer because you can't do anything on it or it just doesn't work properly. So here, let me show you a couple computers that we got. All, if not most of these guys still work. We just had to part some of them out, but these were the perfect computers for companies. And then they decided to upgrade because the hardware is getting slower. But for some people, these are great project systems. We can get one to a customer, they can break it down with their kid, turn it on, it'll work. They can learn how to install Windows and stuff like that. So this would be a perfect project computer for people learning computers. This is the brand new Apple Macbook Pro with an M1 chip, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 500 gig solid state drive. This is the perfect laptop for my customer whose old laptop just died on him. It's got everything he needs to do what he needs to do. I personally would wait a little bit longer on the M1 chips. They're probably gonna be pretty solid. Apple had a pretty solid processor back in the day before they went to Intel. He's gonna lose out on compatibility, but this laptop's gonna work for my customer, so we'll see if the M1 chip stacks up. Now my only gripe on these is it only has 2 USB-C ports, so if you need more ports, you gotta get an adapter. Luckily, unlike Apple's cell phones, they've decided to include the headphone jack here, so you can plug directly in with a regular set of headphones and not have to use Bluetooth or some other means of listening to your music. Which is important because out in public, you might not be able to listen clearly to what you're trying to listen to, or you might not want people to hear what's on your laptop. One of my biggest gripes about the Mac operating system is you haven't been able to merge stuff until now. But luckily, what you do for merge is you just click it, and it'll take all the folders and everything in there and just add the new items to it. It's not like before where you just copy certain things and it'll say, oh, do you want to replace the entire folder? No, I don't want to replace the entire folder. I want to add just everything in the folder. The merge option is something that Windows has been able to do for years. Thank you for bringing that up, Apple. Why would somebody go Apple? Well, they think they're going to get better performance on everything from video production, photo editing, and other things that you might do. I just transferred over 80 gigs of data and it only took seconds via USB-C onto this computer. That's blazing fast. That's a big positive for Apple. The Apple M chip costs hundreds of dollars less than the Intel chip, which Intel is a pretty solid platform. But Apple moving back to the roots of making their own processors, time's going to tell if they're going to be better, on par, or worse. As far as cost goes, it's a win for customers. Here's another computer that was just replaced for another one of our clients. This computer they've had for the past 7-8 years or so. It was more than anything that they needed. It has a AMD A6 processor, 6 gigs of RAM. We upgraded the hard drive to a solid state hard drive. This was the perfect system for them. All-in-one computers are great because they save space. If you have a desktop, you don't have to have a tower and have a monitor. It's all in one. The only thing you have to deal with is keyboards and cables and stuff. And here's their new computer. It's a HP all-in-one, bigger display, comes with a 10th generation i7, 16 gigs of RAM, a internal solid state drive, and hard drive, so it's perfect for their needs currently. This is all they're going to need. It's an all-in-one system to continue to save them space, and it comes with wireless keyboard and mouse. Now the only thing you have to be aware of for all-in-one systems is some of these you can't really get into. I can go in the back here, but there's no real good slot to open it up to work on it. Our old one here is pretty easy. You just come in the back, there's 2 screws down here. You pop it open and bam, you got it. But on this new system, I think it just comes out through the front screen, which is crazy because you don't want to damage this glass. Now this customer's computer has an HDMI out and in, and that is great. They're never going to use it. 3 USBs on the back, a USB-C on the back, USB on the side, and headphone on the side, and that's all they're ever going to need on here. But I don't need an all-in-one or a laptop. I just need a desktop. Well, these are slim refurbs from Dell's Optiflex 7010s. Plenty of USBs on the front, plenty of USBs on the back, and they are very inexpensive. There's not a lot of room inside. You have room for a standard hard drive, or you can upgrade to a solid state drive under the optical drive. You put a basic video card on there. Comes with a Core i5 processor. This one comes with 8 gigs of RAM, but for basic stuff, that's all you need. Is a Chromebook a good computer for you? Do you need to do anything other than browse the internet and maybe work on some documents through Google? No? Then that's probably the perfect computer for you. They're cheap, but the problem is if they break, basically just need to replace the system because parts are so expensive on them. iPads are not computer replacements. They run iOS, which is basically the same operating system that your phone runs off of. But Surface Books or Surfaces from Microsoft, they are fully Windows based. So you can run regular programs on them and get full use from everything that you ever need to do on it, just like you would on a regular laptop or a MacBook. Netbooks are just the same thing as a very low-powered computer. You're not going to be able to do that much in terms of speed, but you'll be able to browse the internet and watch all the cat videos you want to. So we didn't go over specifics like Mac versus PC, what you get on Mac, what you get on PC. Those could be on a future video. Basically, Windows owns over 88% of the market. Apple owns 8%. So that could go into your decision making one way or shape or another, but you're going to get a good computer either way if you decide to go Mac or PC. If you like this video, leave a comment. Let me know what your choice of Mac or PC is. What are you running on your system? I'll catch you around.